Okay, welcome back to another VB.NET tutorial about developing a simplified accounting system. It has been a while. It has been a while since I did the last tutorial, so sorry about that. Uh, Basically, we created the window for depositing money and drawing money, and now we need to create one for moving money. It will be the same window or something that is very similar, but we need to have two combo boxes, one to specify the source of the money and one to specify the destination account. Okay, source account and destination. So I'm gonna add here a new Windows form, and this is going to be move money window. Okay, so we add this one, no problem there. We need to set few properties, so the name's the same, that's no problem. The font, we want to change the font to Times New Roman bold size 10. Okay. The back color, yeah, what was it? It was something like metal. Yeah, just to speed things up, I will go here. Let me click on this one. It is light steel blue. So copy this and go back here. This is going to be light steel blue. Enter. Okay, that's wonderful. And we need to set this one also, the icon. And the form border style, it need to be fixed single. Fixed single. Okay, and start position, we need to put that in the center of the screen, and the text, this is gonna be move money between accounts. Okay, what style did I use in the window? Yeah, this draw receipt. Okay, this is gonna be move money between accounts receipt. Wonderful. And let me check a few things. Okay, we don't have a maximize or minimize buttons, so let's go to maximize box and minimize box. These are both false, and we resize this one a little bit. Okay, let's go to this one. We are gonna copy these guys, but we will add a few things in a second. So right click and we paste here. That is wonderful. Okay, let me come back here and say add row. Edit rows and columns. This is the rows. All have the same percentage, no problem there. Okay, so this is the amount. Okay, this is going to be changed to be what? This is going to be changed to be the source account. Source account. And this is going to be destination account. This is going to be the destination account. So you have the source and destination. Okay, I will copy this one as well. So what's this one called? This is CB account. This is gonna be, okay, I'll change this to source account, no problem. And this is gonna be destination account. It is as simple as that. It's not that difficult. And we put this one here. Good. And move this one like that, and move this one like that. Wonderful. A few other things. We need to set the tab order. So there's going to be the first, second, and okay, no problem. And 7, 8. Okay, that's it. That is wonderful. And this is gonna be me.dialog result equal cancel if you don't want to do anything. Now, for draw money, where's the load event? This is the load event. So we will copy this text here, and let us go here, double click and Control V. Now what do we need to do? We get the values from here. We need to put the name of the accounts on both combo boxes. So this is going to be source combo box or source account here, This is gonna insert the values or the account names into the source, and this is gonna be adding it to destination account as well. Sorry, destination account. Okay, so we add the name of the account to the source and destinations, no problem there. Okay, let's go back here. Let me just copy the code from add, and we will do a few changes to this one. You can find that the code is almost the same, almost, not exactly, but anyway. So now this is the validation. Here we are checking the account, the receipt ID. Now if the source account equals nothing, you should select the source account. Okay, now the same need to be set here. If destination account.x, you should select the destination account. Okay, and also another check, if source account dot text equals destination account dot text, then sorry, message box dot show the source and destination account cannot be the same. Okay, and this is going to be what? This is going to be an error message followed by okay, followed by error icon. Okay, that's wonderful. And also we exit the subroutine, exit subroutine. So this is the amount, no problem. And this is receipt date. Okay, here we are loading. This is going to be source account, source ACC. This is going to be source ACC dot load from database. Let me see, source ACC, source account. Well, that is wonderful. And need to set the destination account also. So I'm copying this code and modifying things. Destination ACC. Now if destination ACC loaded from database by, is going to be destination account dot text. Okay, so here we are loading the source account information, getting the destination account, and here we set the source ACC dot account ID and RCP dot destination account ID equals destination ACC dot account ID. Very simple. And we insert the receipt, and that's it. Very straightforward. So we finished the receipt for moving money between accounts. One last thing that we need to do is to add the code for showing this receipt and applying the updates, which is very easy and handy. Where is that? Where's the main window here? Let me see. This is the account. This is the main window. Okay, this is the main window, and here there's the receipts. This is the draw. There's nothing wrong with that. We just copy this. As you can see, I'm just copying and doing very simple modifications because all the code is the same here. So now let me see, instead of drawing a money window, there's gonna be move money window. Okay, and if all is fine, I'll open the database, refresh everything, and that's it. Done. It's all done. So now we are gonna save this here. I'm gonna start running the application and test the move account, the move money. Okay, login. Okay, so we have Tony and Todd 2, and well, maybe I need to add an account here. I'll make this Bob, and he has 0. Okay, so I'll move 20 from Tony to Bob. Let's go to receipts, move receipt number, let's say 222. This is gonna be from Tony to Bob. I want to move 20 and add this receipt. Okay, so this is from Tony, as you can see, that goes to Bob. And if I come back here, what do I see? I see that Tony is 50 now, it was 70 previously, and now Bob has 20. So moving money is working perfectly fine. So now we have all three types of receipts, which is deposit, row, and move. Okay, we only need the edit command to finish this. Things will be a little bit complex when we're working with that, but we will get into it soon. So don't worry. Let us close this and check our progress file, which is development steps. Let's go here. Come on, Mr. Excel. Excel, okay. Create recalculating receipt. Okay, moving money. We finished this one. That is fine. Report for accounting. Okay. Now we reached to the point where the difficult part is, or the most difficult part, which is recalculating receipts. Okay, so let me explain the problem. Okay, let me explain the problems to you here. Now, if you have a look at our application, I'm gonna log in. Okay, and now in the receipt I could add a deposit receipt, and let's say that this receipt was deposited in 2016. If you have a look at these dates here, you find that they're all in 2017. So when you try to check, if you are checking the final result will be the same whenever you enter this receipt. But let me show you this. This is going to be Bob. There's going to be 1000. Okay, so now, okay, you can see that Bob 1000 at the beginning. That is fine, there is no problem. However, there is a problem. Okay, and the problem does not appear here right away. It appears in the database. Okay, so let me show you. This is the database. Let's go to the tables, and there is one important table here, which is accounts statement. So show table data. Now the account statement table, if you remember from the previous videos, contains what? Contains the changes that we did on or the transaction that we did. Okay, and it shows what happens to each account. Okay, so let's say I want to see what happens to Bob's account, and here we have only the ID, right? So it is not, very straightforward. You cannot see the problem right away. But let me show you here. Here we have the account ID of 39. This belongs to Bob. Just to explain things a little bit more clearly, this is Bob. His account ID is 39. Now in the account statement, later on we will use this to get the account statement. We can see here this 39. Okay, the account has $0. It got to 20, resulting in a $20. And later on, when was that? It was on 3rd of 3rd of April, right? And now 3rd of April 2016, which was previous to that, we got 1000. So it was, according to this statement, on 2016 there was $20. Okay, and then 1000 came, resulting in 1020. So the account statement here is wrong. It gives you the wrong value, or the wrong the wrong tracking of numbers. Now there are two ways to solve this issue. The first is to, well, ignore the old balance and the new balance and just store the balance change. And this way, when you want to see the account statement, um, you simply just query everything and sort by receipt date, and everything goes well without problem. And the other one is no, go back to that specific date and recalculate everything for that affected account. Okay. uh, well, and this is the hard part now. uh, when I'm doing this or this design, I'm not saying that this is a correct design or this is the only way. This is one of the ways to generate the account statement. I'm storing a table with the changes here, and it is possible for me to go and modify a receipt which will result in changes in this table. Is this a correct design? I'm not saying that this is correct. I'm sure there are other ways, and probably there are better ways, but this is going to be something that is a little bit difficult, or a little bit complex, not difficult but complex to work with, but hopefully it will improve your programming ability a little bit. Okay, so now there are a number of things to pay attention to when you want to, let's say, update a receipt or insert value at a previous date. Uh, what happens when you enter a receipt at, let's say, this date, for example, which precedes all the dates before it? What need to be changed? What that means is usually that this is going to change or affect at least some of the records in this range. Okay. So all these records need to be recalculated. Why? Because the date of this one is previous or preceding to the others. Let's say instead of this, instead of this record, there was something that is, I entered a record that with the date, let's say 25 of February 2017. So the records that are affected are the ones here in that case. So what needs to be done is first roll back the accounts to that specific date, let's say to the end of this one, and see what the values are, and update that, and then apply all the receipts from that specific day forward. Okay, and this way, when we do that, we will be able to recalculate or modify any receipt and change its date, and all the calculation will be updated. Okay, it's kind of a little bit difficult, but let me write that down in Microsoft Word to make things a little bit clear for you guys. Okay. Okay. So here, let's go down, down, down. Okay. Enter. And, oh, sorry. Okay, that's wonderful here. Okay. So now steps for what? For recalculating receipts. Okay, so first step, identify the minimum date to start the changes from. Okay, so basically, let's say you have a receipt that you entered with the date of the 1st of January 2017, and then you realize that this was wrong, so it should be the 1st of February, not the 1st of January. Now the effect of these calculations need to be started not from the 1st of February but from the 1st of January. Okay, so we'll need to do that. We'll see how to do that. It's very easy, very straightforward. The next thing, we need to rollback, oh sorry, remove the account statement records after that specific date. Okay, so all account statement records after that specific date should be removed. Okay, this is very straightforward because all these will be recalculated later on. The next step to do that is to roll back the accounts to the last values available in the account statement table. Okay, so since we are recalculating things, we need to move the amount or the values or the balance in the accounts to the values before or change. Okay, and next, the final step, reapply all the receipts from that specific day forward. Okay, so these are the four steps that we need to do. Very simple, very straightforward, and we will see how to do that. Okay, so we will work on this one, identify the minimum date to start changes from. So before doing the user interface for that, we will do it as a separate function. Okay, and we will test that and see how it works. Now let's go to the accounts class. Okay, and we are going to create a shared function here that will do the recalculation. So public shared function recalculate receipts. Okay, and here recalculate receipts, I'm gonna start from at least I need the database object, right? So there's gonna be database manager class followed by what? I need at least to specify from which date I am starting. Okay, so start date, a string followed by of error msg, a string. This is the error message in case I have any kind of problem there. And finally, we need the commit as boolean. For some reason, you might want not to commit that. As boolean again. There you go. Try catch. Very straightforward. So this function is used to recalculate receipts. Okay. Now, the first thing we are gonna do this. Okay, so we will save any error that we got in here. Now this is the important part. We will start applying things. Now, identify the minimum date to specify the changes from. Basically, we already get this one from the start date. Okay, so here we assume that the start date represents the minimum date the recalculation should start from. Okay, so this is fine, no problem. Next, remove the account statements records after that specific date. So now, next, we remove the account statement records after start date. Okay, and to do that, we just say db.execute SQL delete from, what's the name of the table, accounts statement, accounts statement, where, let me see what's the column name in this case. The column name is receipt date, receipt date equals at 0. Actually it's not equals, greater than or equal, so from that specific date forward. So this is going to be start date. Okay, so this will remove all the account statement records. That's cool and very easy. Now the next step, roll back the accounts to the last values. Now this is the difficult part. We need to find each account, check its value in the in the account statement table. Now roll back all the accounts. Okay, so first we're gonna say dt data table dt equals dot full table. It's gonna be select star from accounts. Okay, this way we will be able, we will be able to get all the accounts. So we got all the accounts here, and now we will set all the accounts values to 0. Okay, and then we will say, actually maybe I could do this, db executes file, update accounts, set balance equals 0. So we set all the accounts balance to 0. Just make sure about the, oh, it's account balance, I'm sorry about that. Set account balance to 0. And now we will loop on every single account and see what is the last value in the account statement. So dimension I as integer, for I equals 0 to dt.rows.count -1, dimension count id equals dt.rows of I dot item of account id. So now we got the account id from the accounts table, right? Because this is a select statement in the account table. Now we need to check the account statement if it knows about our account ID here. So now this is going to be dimension dt2 equals db.full data table select star from account statement, okay, where account ID equals at 0, and then order by receipt date descending, right? And we will get these values in descending order. And I think there was something that is top. Sorry, what's going on? Sorry about that. Maybe I clicked that by accident. Okay. Yeah. I think there's something called top. I think it's like top 1. Okay. Yeah, whatever. But anyway, so this select statement will return the statement records for that specific account ordered in descending value. But actually, the receipt date itself is not useful and will cause a problem. Why? Let me show you why here. Let me show you the table data. Now, if you have a look at, let's say, let's have a look, check these 33 2017, 33 2017, 2017. Okay, so which one are we gonna get as a value for the account? We could get the this one, which is 100, or we could get 422, or we could get this one, which is 650. So what we must take is actually we must take the largest one, and basically we need to order by the ID, okay, not the receipt date. Although receipt date is tempting, if we include the time with the receipt date, maybe that will solve the issue. But in our case, we need to take into consideration the ID here. Okay, so this is why. So I will change this to ID and make it descending. Yeah. So now just checking if dt2.rows.count doesn't equal 0, then this means that there is a value. So dimension balance as decimal equals dt2.rows of 0.item of what? A new balance. Okay, and since I got this one as a new balance, I need to update the accounts table. So db.execute_SQL update accounts set account balance equals at 0, where account ID equal at 1. So a few things here. First, I need to pass the parameter here. There's going to be what is going to be account ID. This is going to be what is going to be the balance variable balance, followed by account ID. Wonderful. Here, after that, what should we do? We need to dispose of dt2, right? And after this loop, we need to say dt.dispose. And we now finished rolling back all the accounts. Okay, so I said the code is complex, but basically it only consists of these few statements, but whatever. Anyway, now we finished the 3 steps. The last one is the important one, which reapplying all the receipts. Okay, so now what we need to do is to get all the receipts after since that specific day and apply them. So dt equal db.fill get data table. There's going to be select a star from receipts. Let me show you this. Receipts, where receipt date greater than or equal at 0, order by. Okay, there's gonna be receipt date followed by receipt ID, and this is gonna be start date. Okay, so and basically we don't need all of that. We just need one thing here. There's gonna be a receipt ID. Okay, that is wonderful. So what's happening here is very simple. We are selecting the ID of the receipts where their date is greater than the start date, greater than or equal the start date or the date of recalculation. Okay, and we ask the database to sort the values based on the dates. Okay, so if we get a receipt that we change this hour date, it will sit in the correct order followed by the receipt ID. So basically, if there are 2 receipts with the same date, they will be applied in the order they were entered. Okay, so after that we need to load the receipt and apply it. Okay, so now reapply their receipts. Okay, so here for I equals 0 to dt.rows.count -1 dimension receipt ID equals dt.rows of I.item of I'll pass the index of 0 here, getting the ID. Now we need to load the receipt dimension RCP as a new receipts class. If not, not rcp dot load load. Oh, don't tell me I didn't create a load function for receipts. Go to definition. There is get data table, insert into database, and it seems that I didn't create a load function for receipts. Okay, my mistake. I have to do it now. So it's gonna be public function load receipt from database, or basically load receipt by receipt ID. So this is going to be db as database management system, followed by our ID as long, followed by error msg as string as boolean. Okay, so first thing first, if there's any error, record that error in the log, put that here. Okay, used to load a receipt from the database. Okay, so here this is going to be very straightforward. So dimension dt equals db dot full data table select star from receipts where receipt ID equals at 0, and here I'm going to say our ID. Now there's a very simple check. If dt.rows.count equals 0, then dt.dispose, and then through new exception could not locate receipt record for some reason. Okay, oops. Okay, otherwise it means everything is fine. So we're going to say receipt ID equals dt.rows of 0 dot item of receipt ID. Okay, and we have what? Receipt number equals dt.rows of 0 dot item of receipt number. Oops, number. There you go. And after that, what do you have? We have receipt date equals dt.rows of 0 dot item of receipt date. Okay, and after receipt date, we have source account ID equals dt.rows of 0 dot item of source account ID, and destination account ID equals dt.rows of 0 dot item of destination account ID. There you go. And receipt amount equal dt dot rows of 0 item of receipt amount. Okay, very straightforward here. And finally, what do we have? We have dt.dispose and return true. Okay, so the loading process now, or the code for loading, is finished. We will have to test that later on, but give me some time here. So now, if not rcp dot load from database receipt by receipt ID is going to be db followed by receipt ID followed by error message. Then if there's a problem, then dt.dispose and through new exception error message, so that the control goes back here and everything continues. Okay, basically we could fill the error message here, roll back and return, whatever. So now, since we loaded this receipt, okay, we can do the following. I could say db.execute SQL delete from receipts where receipt ID equal at 0. This is going to be what? This is going to be receipt ID. Why I am deleting the receipt here? Because I am doing this. If not rcp dot insert into database db followed by error message followed by false, then through new exception error message. Okay, so here I am removing the receipt record because I am reinserting the receipt into the database, and this method recalculates everything for me. Does it make sense to you guys? Okay, if you have a look here, peak definition, sorry, peak definition, dude, come on, why does this work? Go to definition, come on. Okay, so here it is inserting things, checking the values, and doing stuff in here, and yeah. Okay, so it will do this method will do a recalculation and insertion. Okay, this is why we're doing this. So let's go back to our friend here, and oh, this is going to be dt.dispose. And one last thing, after reapplying the receipts, we finish everything. So we just say if I want to commit, then db.commit, and finally we return true. Very straightforward and wonderful. Now, what should we do? So we will save this, okay? And let me show you, let us make a test for this code to see what is going to happen. Yeah, so let us go to our test project. This is our test project. Copy and paste. This is probably the hardest part in our project, but it's, as you can see, the code is very little. So test recalculation. Okay, so I'll make this a little bit big. Yeah, why not? So I'm copying this code because I'm lazy, and we open the connection. Now dimension msg a string equals, oh, it's already defined there. So just if not lib.db.accounts class recalculate receipts, I'll pass the db object followed by the start date. This is gonna be, well, I'm gonna start calculating from 2011, so calculating everything. Error msg, okay, followed by true, then through new exception error message, otherwise msg box success. Okay, so I'm recalculating everything since 2000. Okay, so let me show you the account statement first. Show table data here. This is the account statement, and as you can see that there are values here. Let's say, where is it? There's one that's having a problem. Yeah, it's this one, the account 39. On 2016 it was having a 20, it should have 0, and then 1,000 should come into that. Okay, so we will recalculate things from the very beginning, so this whole table will be changed and the errors will disappear later on. Okay, okay, I hope you are not very confused with that. So it was 0 on it's saying, since there's a deposit of 1,000 in 2016, here need to be a 1,000 followed by 20, so 1,020. Okay, so now let us go and test the project. Let's go to the test project here, setup, and we will run this, and we will test the recalculation. Wonderful. So now we will go into the code here. Okay, so this is the start date, 2011. So we will delete from the account statement here. Basically I need to lock the database, so I forgot to lock that. Okay, yeah, I will do that later on. Let us just finish the debug first. So we delete everything after 2000, right? And now all this data is not in the database anymore. So You can see now there's nothing. Okay. Uh, okay. Lock request timeout. Okay, because here we performed a delete, so this is why. Anyway, and we haven't committed anything. Anyway, so we continue. We will update the accounts and set the balance to 0, and we will get all the accounts. We have 5 accounts. We will query the account statement here, and probably I have an error here. Okay, invalid object name account statement. It is actually accounts statement, so there is an S. So let us roll back. Everything now is back to the way it was. So let me see, update accounts, extract from accounts statement. So there is an S here. This is the problem. This is the error. Okay. Okay, we get the error message, and we click here again. F11. F10, F10. Okay, so loop on the accounts. We don't have any balance here or account statement for that record, so it's gonna skip it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, no problem there. Okay, so we select receipt ID from receipt or receipt date. Okay, so now all the receipts are after the start date. Okay, so we'll select all the receipts now, and we will work on them. So the receipt ID, if you remember, this let me show you the receipts table. Now, based on date, the receipt number 43 should be the first one to be processed. Okay, this is very important. So if we go back to the accounts and we get the receipt ID, this is 43. This is the first one we are going to process. As you can see here, we define the object, we load the receipt from the database. Let's have a look at the fields. Everything is being loaded successfully, right? So the destination account, no problem there. The amount was 1000, the date, the receipt ID, the receipt number 22, the source account. So all is fine. So the load works perfectly. Sorry. Well, one last thing. Let's peek definition. Did I dispose of things here? Yes, I did. So no memory leak. Yeah. Now we will delete the receipt with ID 43, and a new one will be inserted instead. But all will be updated accordingly. And the next one will work. And so on and so forth, and we finish everything and success. So it should work. Now let us have a look at the account statement. First, let's have a look at the receipts. Now the IDs, okay, has been updated, and you can see now this receipt is now at the very beginning. So although we entered a different date, now it's ordered correctly. Everything is ordered correctly. Not only that, if we go to the account statement and have a look, and let's refresh here. Okay, so our 47, our account here, sorry, account which is which one? 39, which is this one. Okay, there was a 0 here. Okay, and yeah, and we got 1000, so now there's 1000 here, right? Yeah. Let me check few things here. Let me check the amounts. Yeah, because this table is making things a little bit hard for me. But 39, yeah, the total should be accurate, so there should be no problem there. Okay, so let's run the application. Let me just check. Oh, sorry. Let me run the application here to make sure that everything is fine. Okay, let's go and say admin123 login. Okay, so there is a problem actually. I remember Tony was having 50, right? Yeah. So I remember Tony was having an amount or a balance of 50, which means that I'm doing something wrong somewhere. Okay, so I need to focus a little bit and see what did I do wrong. So let's have a look here. Let me say I make a deposit to Bob of $100. Okay, and now I'll make a draw from Bob by $90. Okay, so now let us check the tables and see if we have anything wrong in there. So this is the account statement. So what do we have here? We have, this is Bob, right? So there's this account, this is 100. Okay, so we got the 100, and then there is a reduction of 90. So this is a reduction of 90. This is all accurate and fine. However, let me see the accounts. It should be 1030. Okay, maybe I did something wrong. I need to retest things. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna reset the database, so I will remove all these guys. Okay, no problem there. Let me go to the accounts and show all the data here, and yeah, so I will remove these accounts, okay, and make this equal to 0. I need to, you know, test things and make sure everything's fine. For this reason, I need to set things to 0 and enter everything from the very beginning. So this is going to be account version 1. Okay, save that and let's run. This is going to be admin. It's going to be 123. Okay, now I'll add the account. This is going to be test account, a balance of 0, and there is no notes in there. Edit this account. Oh, there is no need to edit anything. Let's go to receipts. I'll go to deposit something into that. There's going to be test. The amount is 10, or let's say 100. Okay, so I deposited a 100 there. Now I will well, before doing anything else, let us test that. So depositing 100. So let us have a look at the accounts. Okay, so the -1 account is -100, and this one is 100, no problem there. And the account statement, show the table here. So fresh. Okay, so here we have what? We have 0 with, oh, so there's the balance change. I think this one need to have a sign to make things a little bit more clear. I think this is the problem. Anyway, we will test this now. We will see what is going on. So let us go back to our friend here, which is the test project, and let us run this recalculation. Just finish everything. Account record with, okay, so there's some kind of problem somewhere. Okay, why there is no 39 here, right? Yeah, so there's no 39. Okay, let's go to the test project. Let's see what's going on. Maybe I forgot something somewhere. Yeah, so let me run this. Okay, so we open this one, F11. So we delete after that select some from accounts, account ID. This is account ID -1, no problem there. The second one's 88, no problem there. Okay, now the receipts. RCP, so we have this receipt. Oh, so there's one of the old accounts there, still one of the old receipts. Sorry about that, I forgot to remove the old receipts, right? So this is why I'm getting the error. So here, what do we get? We have this receipt, right? I'm not sure. Yeah, let me just refresh this. Okay, so what do we have? We have destination. Okay, so this one. Okay, these are the old receipts. Sorry about that. Right click and delete. Yes. Okay, so now we have only this record. This should solve it. Okay, go back here. F10, F10, F10. Go. We set everything to 0. No problem there. Fold this one. Okay, we load the receipt. We now insert this receipt. Okay, so this is the source. Okay, this is the destination, and we are gonna insert this one. Okay, load the source, load the destination. The receipt amount is 100. Okay, this is the source account ID. This is the destination. I think the sign of the amount need to be reversed for some reason, right? So wait a second. Set account balance equals account balance minus. Oh, no, this is accurate. This is totally accurate. So now this one is fine, and we insert here. Let me see. This is one subtracted, so this is -100. Totally accurate, and we commit the changes, and all should be okay. Success. So now let us just see the account statement and refresh. Okay, so -100 here with 100 here. This is totally fine. And also, if we go and have a look, we need to find. Okay, that is wonderful. So the first case with the deposit account recalculation is working perfectly fine. Now let us go and add a draw account, right? So let's go to the GUI. Okay, sorry, this tutorial is taking a while, but I'm showing you now how I debug things. I take all the possible combinations that could cause an error and make sure that everything works fine. So now, yeah, so let's draw from an account. Go here. This is a test account. Now I'll draw about maybe 30 and say add. Okay, so now let's go back here. So we have still 70. Now we will go to the test and recalculate all that. This is our test project. Go here and we run test. Okay, success. Okay, so now let us see the account statement here and refresh. Okay, so what do we have here? The account ID results in this one need to be 70. There's gonna be what, -70. That is accurate as well. All is fine. Okay, this is the important one. And the account need to be what? Refresh that. Okay, it's 70. It's fine. And brilliant. Now let's go set the startup project. Let's run this here. It's gonna be admin 1 2 3 go. Now go to the receipts Oh, sorry. Let's add another account. It's going to be test2 with a balance of 0. And let's go to receipt, move C3. This is going to be, there's money, move from test to test2. The amount should be, there is still 70, so out of those 70 I will move 60. Okay, so 10 by 60, add. Okay, so I have 10 followed by 60, no problem there. Close that. Let's go to our recalculation. Then we run this. Go. Run, run, run. Success. Now, you know what? Let's see. Refresh. What do we get? 10 and 60. Okay, actually it's working fine. To me, this means that everything was working correctly from the very beginning, and it's just that something, I assume that there is no negative value, and this is why I assume there's an error. So everything seems to be working fine from the very beginning here. Let's refresh. So 1060, so it's working. So now the recalculation code is working perfectly fine, which is great. Yeah, and we need to update the progress right now. So in theory, this means that everything's working well. Okay, so we created that, right? So now we need to update things in here. Okay, so we need to update things here so that when we enter a receipt at any given date, we should be able to recalculate things. Okay, now let us save things here. Okay, and close all. So let us go to the GUI and let's go to the deposit money and check this out. This is going to be false. Else, if not, accounts, sorry, lib.db.accounts class recalculate receipts followed by, I need to say db followed by rcp dot receipt date followed by error msg followed by true, then true, new exception, error, msg. Now what I did here is that when I'm inserting a record, I don't receipt, I don't commit the changes, but rather if everything goes well, I call the recalculate method passing the receipt date, so the system recalculate things from that specific date. And this way, if I enter any record in a previous date, all other calculations will be updated accordingly. Okay, so this is a very simple trick that should help us, you know, insert records using any date we feel is correct. Okay, this needs to be false. Wonderful. And add, let us see, where is the insert? This needs to be false. Go and enter. Okay, so that should be it, and now we can insert at any given date. So let's run this. Oops, not this one, the main project. Let me share the final result and how cool down the system is. Okay, so now what do we have? We have test. Let's go here. I will make a deposit but this is gonna be receipt 0 for some reason. Okay, and this will be the 1st of January for the account test, and it will be 1000. Add that. Sorry, I forgot to remove the breakpoint and run. Okay, so now let's go back to the accounts, and you can see test is 1010. But this is not the cool part. The cool part now is this. If you go to the account statement and show the data table, you will find that the account 88 got a deposit of 1000, right? And then it got a deposit of 100, and then there was a draw of 30, as you can see here, and then there was a draw of 60. So now I can enter any date I want, and the system will recalculate things to make everything right for me. Okay, and not only that, it means I can change any receipt, change everything in any receipt, and the system will recalculate things and will do it right away. Okay, so since we made this one and since we finished this one, what is there still that we didn't do? Okay, we will need to create an account statement, backup restore, and modifying the receipt, and yeah, few things. Right now we are about 74%, so yeah, that's good progress, I suppose. Yeah, so that will be all for today. Sorry for the long session. I was debugging, making sure that there's no error. Okay, and yeah, that is all for today. Thank you for watching. If you would like to download the source code, you will find it on the website. That's all for today, and see you. Bye bye.